on the part of daily mains program, I started to give 2 questions. Yesterday I gave you 2 questions, mostly from the newspaper, mostly from the news articles of the or main news events of the Hindu, the Economic Times, and other papers. Okay, we will start the subject issues later in the coming days, but first I gave the questions from the newspaper. Yesterday there was an important issues regarding various issues. Look at the first question. G20 and SCO. G20 and SCO summit level discussions in India in 2023 in fact put India in a quagmire situation. Explain. Account for India's preference to G20 rather than SCO. 250 words in 15 marks. This is from the paper. This is regarding the paper 3 GS2 international relations. Source based on the Hindu main page news on SCO meet on virtual. India decided to go to conduct this SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting, by virtual rather than conducting in Delhi. This was the main news, important main news in the main page of the Hindu yesterday. This, based on this, I framed a question. I repeat the question again. G20 and SCO summit level discussions in India in 2023 in fact put India in a quagmire situation. Explain. Account for India's preference to G20 rather than SCO. Here, as a UPSC mains candidate, first you have to understand what is the question. Unless you are acquainted with the questions properly, you can't maintain relevance answer writing. In order to maintain relevance writing, you have to understand the question properly. How to understand question? Okay, in each and every question there are 5 essential elements. Number 1, task words. Task words are question tags. As far as this question is concerned, there are 2 question words: explain and account for. Explain is nothing but to give reasons with explanation or with the description. That means explain. Another question tag or task word is account for. Account for means simply you should give the reasons, simple reasons, whereas explain, reasons with description. These are the 2 important task words here. Another important, as far as the 5 essential elements of each and every question generally, number 1 is task words, number 2 is keywords, number 3 is content words, number 4 is limiting words. Out of them, these limiting words can be subdivided into 3 types: geographical limitations, time limitation, and subject and dimensional limitations. And 5th one is sub questions. As far as this question are, there are 2 sub questions are there. First one, G20, why India is in quagmire situation. Explain and account for the reasons for the why India is giving priority to G20 rather than SCO. There are 2 sub questions. Number of sub questions are 2 in this one. Okay, these, once you understood the analyze or decoding the 5 elements in any question, you can properly understood this question. Then you can maintain relevance answer writing. Now get into this. Let's get into this discussion. Explain the reasons why India is in quagmire. Quagmire is nothing but difficult or dilemma or confusing situation. Why India is in quagmire situation? Because in 2023, India is the holding the presidency of both G20 and also SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Both are very important global bodies, no doubt at all. However, India is in difficult situation, quagmire situation, or some entrapping situation, some kind of feeling of entrapping. Why? The reasons. You should give the reasons. Okay, as far as this explanation, reasons are concerned, number 1 is simply G20 is a global body, whereas Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a largest regional organization, intergovernmental organization. Okay, that's why it is naturally giving more priority to the global organization. As far as G20 is concerned, okay, G20 presidency is rarely coming to any country. Okay, whereas As far as SCO is concerned, there are only 8 countries. Okay, frequently we can get the presidency. There is a chance to become a president, SCO. And as far as G20 is concerned, G20 is a global body which symbolizes the multilateralism. And both, because it consists both developed G7 nations and emerging or developing nations. So it is equitable in nature. It's global in the scale. That's why G20 is highly global in stature, whereas SCO is a regional organization. It is a Eurasian regional body only. Another important aspect is the SCO is not a global consensus. Okay, it symbolizes, SC symbolizes the new Cold War. Okay, SC symbolizes new Cold War because dominant countries in SCO is Russia, China, which are mostly dead against to the Western countries, that is the NATO countries. That's why SCO aim, one of the major objective of SCO is even security cooperation. Security aspect is also there regarding the Eurasian, implicitly vis-a-vis or against the global Western countries, that is NATO countries. That's why India is facing certain kind of difficult situation, because India needs both Western countries as well as Eastern countries. That's what our neighbors. That's why if you are heartfully conducted the SCO meeting, that is to be happened in July, okay, that will create some kind of suspicion between the Western countries and this one. They are very important to successfully conduct G20. G20 is more important rather than the SCO regarding this one. And if you, that's why India decided to go on virtual. And as far as the G20 is concerned, it is, though it is a global in the scale, there is a lot of possibility to get consensus resolution, because once India is holding presidency to the both SCO, G20 and SCO, and G20 last year G20 in Jakarta was failed because there was no joint communique or resolution, especially because of the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. But this kind of situation should not be happened. This is what the desire of India, intention of India. That's why any kind of differences should be patched up. So India G20 presidency will get succeeded. Okay, provided India succeeded in resolving, in carrying out the a unanimous resolution regarding the various global issues, then only it will be success. Okay, it will succeeded in India, will India's fame will be grown, okay, by leaps and bounds. That's why G20 is more global organization and lot of possibility to get consensus rather than the SCO, because SCO consists enemies, adversaries. For example, within the SCOs, there are only 8 countries are there in SCO, whereas G20 20 countries, in SCO 8 countries are there. The Pakistan, India, China, Russia, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, no Turkmenistan. These are the 8 countries are there in SCO. If you look at the SCO, okay, where Russia versus China regarding Central Asia, regarding the Vladivostok ports, regarding the recent earlier suspicions, etc., etc. Russia versus China, India versus Pakistan, China versus India. There are adversaries. This is a group of adversaries. If they met, adversaries met, no possibility to consensus. So it will create lot of troubles. And out of this G20, this SCO, Russia and Chinese cooperation is very important for the G20 meeting. That's why before G20 meeting, scheduled meeting of the September 9th and 11th, okay, this SCO meeting schedule in July is difficult. Okay, it create lot of problems because Pakistan is instigating China, and China is also very envy of India. That's why they may create certain troubles once they comes to India. Once they come to India, so this is being avoided. That's why India is preferred to G20 rather than SCO meeting. Okay, that's why the reasons are absolute, the reasons are certain. Now G20 meeting is very, very important for India rather than the SCO meeting. In this way, you have to account for explain this one, and account for this nothing but simply you have to give the reasons only. What are the reasons? SCO is the global in nature, G20 is a global in nature, whereas SCO is a regional and the body of adversaries. That's why naturally India is giving priority to G20. Other reason is G20 is more economically, geopolitically more important for India rather than the SCO. Okay, to maintain good relations with SCO is very difficult. And as far as the SCO is concerned, we may get the presidency within the 1 or 2, 3 years. Whereas G20, we will rarely get these opportunities, mostly after the 15 to 20 years, because 20 members are there. 20 countries, around 90 countries will host 19 times. So India will rarely get it opportunities. Now India is giving more priority to G20 rather than SCO. These are the reasons you have to explain. So this, you should understand the question properly so that you can maintain relevant answer.